Welcome. Wait. Welcome to the very first session of the new campaign on Open for Adventure. We do not have a name yet, so until we do, we will be called Sunday Friends. Thank you everybody for tuning in. We're going to go ahead and start with introductions. Eris, will you start us off for me?
I can totally do that. Hello, I'm Eris Savad. I'm your friendly neighborhood Stitch Witch. I make all sorts of nerdy accessories and travel accessories. I go by she, her, as does my character Salix. And I'm so excited because these people on screen with me are absolutely wonderful people, and I cannot wait to tell stories with them.
Kendall, aka Juan Carlos.
Hey, I'm Juan Carlos. My pronouns are he, him, as will Kendall's be. I'm a podcaster, and I have a podcast called Paradise Podcast. So, if you want to follow me, I got sombrero. Wow. And I'm very excited to, as everybody in chat already knows, is hunt for bacon. So, I can't wait to find out how we'll find the best one.
Alex?
Hi, I'm Alex. I use he, they pronouns. My character is Kiri, who uses they or them. Nothing really to plug right now, but I'm super excited to be streaming on my favorite D&D channel, so I'm just so happy to be here.
We're happy to have you. Last but certainly not least, Ren.
Hello, my name is Ren. I go by he or they pronouns. You can find me on Twitter at Thorny Dryad. And I am also, besides participating in the Sunday stream, I play the voice of 8 in an upcoming podcast called Roads Uncharted, which will be dropping early next year. So I'll probably be talking about that as we move forward here. But my character Dev uses they, them pronouns. And I am very excited to get started with this stream because as Eris has already said, these folks are all fine, upstanding people to play with, and I just want to see what our story winds up being together.
Definitely. So, for those, I don't know if we have any first-timers, but for anybody first-time viewing our channels, if you're wondering what these cards are about, you can type !cards in the chat, and you will get, these are safety tools. So you might see us flashing some cards during the session to indicate our comfort level. Quick shout out to our sponsor, Campaign Coins. They're amazing. Go check out their stuff. But without any further ado, why don't I go ahead and introduce our players, our characters, player characters. It's fine. I've never done this before. All right, here we go. Bye.
In another life, across the sea or somewhere just as far away, I was Junior Field Medic Kiri Amaranth. Now it's usually just Kiri. It's been 14 years, 3 months, and 28 days since I've been home. I'm almost 200 years old. Sometimes I still catch myself counting the hours. I miss home. I have it running through Twitch. But more than home, I miss her. The Queen. The last time I saw her was when she was captured in the final days of the war, right before my exile. I just can't help but feel restless in this place. I guess that's why I took up wandering. But it hasn't been all bad. There are wonderful people in this part of the world. There's beauty, both natural and magical, just waiting to be found. And this is where I met Dev. They're not quite like anyone I've encountered before, but they remind me of home. It's been nice to have someone to travel with again. But I still call out to her every night. She never answers. I don't know if she's still out there, still alive, but I have to have faith. For myself, for my people, and for my queen.
Hi there. I'm Devereaux Thistlebrook. My family owns Featherdown Traders. It's a small farm and general merchant operation headquartered in the small hamlet of Featherton. It's just on the other side of the hills outside of Faybreach. The farm produces wonderful cheeses, and they grow, dry, and distribute many different blends of tea. My younger sister Desiree is taking over the family business for my mother. But me? I guess I'm a bit of an oddity in halfling culture. You see, most halflings are perfectly content to stay home and keep a predictable, dull routine. Ugh. Me, though? I don't care for business or homesteading or any of that predictable stuff. It's boring, mundane, sedentary. So I've decided to spend my life as an explorer, just like my dad before me. There's always so much out there to see. Plants, animals, and all manner of fantastic creatures. I just gotta get out and see it for myself. So, I use some of my skills to act as a cartographer and guide for hire for other adventurers and travelers. I also keep a journal of all my own experiences, and I catalog the strange and wonderful things that I've seen in my trips. Someday, I hope that I'll write a book of my own. And when it gets published, I can be famous. Well, I can be more famous than any other halfling I've ever heard of in the realms. You know?
Why, hello there. I'm Salix of the Evertrees. I was raised by my parents in the massive forest just south of Valzara with my brother Kendall. We are only about a year apart in age, and we've always been really close, but we're pretty different. I'm a druid of the land, tasked with the care of a very old willow tree. The magic was strong in my blood when I was younger, so I was marked with ink I made from her bark. Kendall, not so much. A while back, I also heard of the god Cord, and it struck something in me. Since then, I've been training with the monks at the monastery outside Valzara to answer the call of the Stormlord. I don't know what he has in store for me, but I know it's something important. I recently also had to get Kendall out of some trouble he got himself into after he decided to leave our people. Now we're on the road for adventure. I don't want to live without him. We belong together like tea and honey. I don't know how far I can go from my tree, though. No one in our community has ever left their grove for very long or gone very far. But I guess we'll find out. Willow will be safe with Mother and Father. I hope.
Hi there, my name's Kendall Evertree from the Evertree Grove. It's a pleasure to meet you. Where are you from? Wait, no, that's not what this is about. Let me start from the beginning. I'm Kendall Evertree, and I was born to the Evertree Grove. The Evertree Grove is south of Valzara. Normally an elf born into the grove becomes a druid, and becoming a druid means that you bond to a tree and you forever take care of it to make sure nothing ever happens to that tree. Now, although there's nothing wrong with that just wasn't me, which is a little strange specifically because my mom and dad are the elders of the grove, and their firstborn is kind of expected to go down that same lane. And to be honest, most everybody in the grove is a druid. Okay, everybody in the grove's a druid except for me. I'm actually quite proud of that. There isn't really anybody in the grove's history who didn't bond to a tree. Now, it kind of labeled me as an outcast, but that's okay with me. I don't plan on staying around too long, and I've actually left already, but I got myself into trouble. The trouble always seems to find me somehow. It's definitely not my fault. I don't care what Salix tells you. Oh yeah, and how could I tell you about myself without telling you about Salix? Salix is my younger sister and my best friend. She's basically the grove's prodigy. She's the best druid I've ever seen. And, she keeps me out of trouble. We do everything together, and Well, she's my voice of reason, and without her, I don't know what I'd do. But now we're going out into the world, and we're going to explore. We're going to see every corner of this world, and the realm, I know, has a lot to offer. So if you have any place that you know is amazing, just send me a message. I'd love to see it. Well, anyways, I'll see you around.
Hi! Here we go. Wait. Okay, now here we go. So, is everybody ready to get started?
Sure are.
Okay. The time is 3 o'clock in the morning. The location is northeast of Valzara in an expansive collection of woods, commonly known as the Wild Woods. This place is dangerous at best, deadly at worst. Springtime rolls through these trees. Just to the west you can see snow-capped mountains and a full moon overhead. We have two distinct parties. The very first is a young halfling who is sleeping up, propped up against a tree. Just resting their eyes. Everything pulled in close together around their small frame. And the next is a young wood elf taking their trance. As elves do not sleep, but they enter a 4-hour period of rest. Devereaux. You wake up. Take a big yawn, stretch out. It's still dark, not morning yet, but your companion is nowhere to be found.
I feel like that's normal.
Certainly, they were taking a walk. They also do not sleep. But you feel like they should be back by now.
Oh. Odd. Okay. All right. Let's see. How cool is it out right now?
In American, it's about 30 degrees outside.
Ooh, chilly. All right.
Yeah.
I'm bundled up. All right. Carrie couldn't have gone too far. Let's see. If I were them, I probably would have paced. I look around a little bit. That way. And I get up and make sure I have a hatchet on hand, just in case. And I start poking along through the trees.
Are you taking all of your things with you, or are you leaving anything behind?
Before I do that, do I notice if Kiri left any of their stuff behind?
Kiri is not the kind of creature to leave things around, so no, nothing is left behind.
All right, we've been through this before. I gather up all my stuff and I take it with me.
Okay.
Just in case.
Of course.
and I'll start pushing through the trees. Gary? Gary? Where are you? It's really spooky out here. You know I don't like it when you play hide and seek with me.
Are you just calling out into the night? Are you looking specifically? Are you trying to use any skills to do this? Or are you just kind of like randomly like, Kiri?
We've been through this before. I'll try and do a little tracking, but I have a feeling that if I just call for them, they'll probably appear at some point. So,
Would you like to make the first roll of the campaign?
I would be honored.
Make a survival check for me.
So, about that.
What is it?
It's a 20.
Okay. Let us on. What a tease. Kiri's pretty adept at moving quietly and moving stealthily, but like you said, you've been traveling with them for a while, and you know what their footprints look like. You see that they were doing something of a usual pacing around, scouting, looking, observing. And then you come across a patch of dirt that looks a little strange. With that 20, you look and you kind of, that's odd. Glance down at the patch of dirt. It looks like there's a struggle. Another creature. It's hard to tell exactly what happened, but Kiri's footprints end and the drag marks begin.
Oh. If this is still a game, this is really well done. I'm going to draw my sword and give chase, following after this trail.
Okay. Okay, perfect.
I'm coming, Kiri.
Kendall,
Yes.
you are quite talented at getting distracted. And so when your sister said that she would be back in 5 or so minutes, has it been 5 minutes or has it been like 25 minutes? Maybe a couple hours? But you're suddenly like, oh shit, she said she'd be back.
Okay, yeah, I bolt back to where I was supposed to be.
Okay. You look and your camp is still as it was, the two of you set up, and but your sister is gone.
Oh, man, I must have beat her back. Oh, man, she would have been so mad. But I also kind of try to pay attention to see if like I see anything out of place or out of order.
Why don't you make a perception check for me?
That's a 10.
The main thing that's out of order is that your sister's not here. She's always where she says she's gonna be. She's infinitely more reliable than you are. And something doesn't sit right with you.
Usually when I get distracted, 5 minutes turns into 30 minutes. Now that I think about it. Okay, no, she said she'd be here. She doesn't get distracted like I do. Where did she say she was going? Where? She was going to be back in 5. She went. Oh, jeez. Okay. Is there like a memory check that I can?
Why don't you make an intelligence check for me?
Okay. Okay. That's a 12.
Okay. What did she say? There was a plant. Yeah, there was definitely a plant that she was going to go look at.
She's going to look at the plant, and she went that way. I'm pretty sure. Okay, I'm gonna go that way.
Okay.
See if I can find her.
All right. Why don't you make a survival check for me?
Okay. Please roll good, because you're embarrassing. It's a 14.
Total.
Yeah.
Okay. Are you in your favorite terrain?
Is this a forest, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
You have advantage.
Oh, hell yeah. Oops, that's on the floor now. 19.
There we go. That's better. The DC is also a little bit lower because she's your sister. You begin to kind of undistract yourself, kind of pull yourself back into focus and look. Like, all right, that looks like a plant. She'd be interested. Oh, there she goes. She went that way. Uh-oh. That's not right. There's a bush that is disturbed. Looks like there's a struggle.
Okay, that doesn't look good. So I'm gonna go into full like stealth tracking mode to go find her.
All right. Why don't you roll a stealth check for me?
Oh yeah, that's an 18.
Okay. Devereaux, passive perception, please.
9.
Okay. Devereaux, you are intrigued by Kiri's new game. Kiri. And Kendall, as you are coming across where the drag marks of your sister begin, you follow it for maybe 5 or 10 minutes, going deeper into the forest, when you hear this crashing through the brush as a young halfling is traipsing through the forest.
Hey, you!
Who said that? I'm looking around desperately.
Kendall, can you describe yourself for me?
Oh, yeah. Let me just look at my picture real quick. I'm wearing green leathers with straps with well, actually, I have 2 short swords already pulled out, crouching, and I've got leather bracers with leather pouches and a small green cape.
Devereaux, what does Kendall see?
Well, Devereaux's obviously very short, even by halfling standards, fairly short, standing just over 3 feet tall. They've got shocking platinum blonde hair that's short and messy. They have huge glasses that they've got plastered to their face. They're darker skinned, but thin and wiry, and dressed in a white button-down linen shirt with a colorful vest, and they've got just a little leather armor pieces kind of scattered around them, and they're just carrying a backpack that's bursting full of all manner of dried plants and parchment and other camping supplies. And of course, I'm holding a teeny little sword in one hand as well.
This is who you see.
So I would have tried to like either climb a tree or kind of like hide behind a tree so he wouldn't see me as soon as I saw him.
Mm-hmm.
So
I'll keep your stealth check. It's fine. He doesn't see. They don't see you.
Okay. And no, he's too small to have.
They.
Oh yeah, they're too small to have grabbed Salix. So I don't believe that they are I don't believe they have anything to do with her disappearing, but I'm still not going to show myself. And I'll say, where are you headed?
Where are you headed? Where are you?
I'm around.
Did you take Kiri?
What's a Kiri?
Kiri's my friend. And I would much prefer if I could see you.
Okay, I will put one of my short swords away into the back, and I'll come around one of the trees, still holding another one. And I'll
Devereaux?
say,
Oh, by the gods, it's another elf. I can't believe it. I shove my short sword back in the scabbard and I just go scampering up towards you. Oh my gosh, you're an actual elf, aren't you? What's your name? What are you doing out here?
wait, hold on a second. That's the... Hold on a second. You're coming on a little strong, bud. Okay. My name's Kendall. What's your name? And I put my other short sword back.
Right. Sorry. I'm Devereaux, and I'm looking for my friend Kiri. You haven't seen any other elves in the woods, have you?
Well, I have.
Really?
But I really don't think it's the same elf we're looking for, because this one's actually my sister.
Wait. You're here with your sister?
Yeah.
You mean... Okay. I just need a moment.
Keep going.
I just need a moment.
Okay.
Okay,
All right. It's gonna be okay. It's gonna be okay. And I put a hand on one of their shoulders, and I said, just breathe. Just breathe. There it is. In and out. There you go.
Okay.
And then in Halfling, I say to him, it's gonna be okay.
Cross my arms. And I say in Elvish, who taught you halfling?
In Elvish, I say, a halfling.
Okay. Well, if you're looking for your sister and I'm looking for Kiri, it's possible that... And I look back to the ground. Were you following a drag mark or what?
Yeah, specifically the ones that you ran over there.
Oh, did I? Oh, I must have gotten distracted.
It's okay. I can find more.
Okay.
But also that means that I don't really have a lot of time to sit around. I really need to find my sister. These drag marks don't look great.
Yes. Okay. You lead the way. I'll follow. Hopefully they seem to go in the same direction. Maybe.
Would you like to check?
I mean, I'll check to see, but I can always rely on.
One of you can make a check with advantage. Great.
Okay.
Welcome back!
Guest.
I'm really sorry. I don't know what just happened.
It's cool.
You're here.
Metagaming. She disappeared for reals.
I'm pretty sure my husband reset the router downstairs.
What are husbands good for?
Did you say it was an investigation check?
It is a survival check with advantage.
Survival? Okay. That's an 18.
That's pretty good. They are not like the same track or anything, but they are going in the same direction.
Well, it looks like your drag marks come from, I'm guessing your camp's over there, and they meet up around here. So that means that there's more than one person taking things, taking people. They're going that way. How sneaky can you be?
Oh, the sneakiest.
I will take your word for it. Get sneaky and let's go.
Could y'all roll me some stealth checks?
No, it went under. Come here. No. Oops.
17.
19.
Okay. The two of you feel pretty sneaky. Like I said, it's about 3 a.m. You're kind of wandering through these thickening woods, a lot of pine trees. And as you get closer, or continue to follow these tracks, we will go to Salix. You wake up. You have 3 hit points.
Beautiful.
Your wrists are bound behind your back. Your feet are bound underneath you. And you are slumped against a cold stone wall.
Great. Do I have I assume all of my stuff has been taken.
So your flower crown, your spear, your components have all been removed.
Okay.
Are you going to open your eyes and look around?
Oh, immediately
Okay.
start looking around, seeing where I am, who's around.
You see that you are in a large, you would know as a druid, underground facility of some sort. The walls are made of stone, the floor is made of stone, the ceiling is made of plank wood. You see some support beams. The stench in here is quite strong of dead bodies and various stages of decay. There is one living creature in here, though. You see a figure also slumped in the corner, wearing just kind of plain dark green clothes, no armor, no weapons, hands bound behind their back, feet bound underneath them.
Am I chained to the wall at all, or I'm just bound but free?
You look and you seem to be bound but free, and you look behind you and you also are hogtied, so your feet are bound to your hands so that you cannot stand. You can move, but you can't stand.
That is fine. I'm pretty dexterous. I will try to kind of subtly make my way over to the other living creature.
Okay.
And see if I can kind of like bump them a little bit.
Kiri, you feel yourself being jostled awake. You also have 2 hit points. And, yeah, that's it. Also, Salix, you're missing one of your spell slots.
Okay. Don't have that many, so
Yep.
-1 is not great.
Sorry.
Okay.
Kira, you feel yourself being bumped awake, and as you
Alright.
open your eyes with your perfect dark vision, both of you have perfect. Everybody, does Devereaux have dark vision? Ha
Halflings don't. Halflings don't have dark vision.
That's hilarious. I forgot about that. Kiri and Salix, both of your dark visions allow you to see each other pretty easily. Both of you can see that you are both unarmed. Any spell components have been taken from you. Any shield, armor, anything has been taken.
I whisper, but I won't whisper for y'all. I whisper, hey, are you okay?
About as okay as you are.
Do you know where we are at all?
I can't quite remember.
If I get behind you and untie you, will you untie me?
I will.
Okay, so I will move around to kind of behind them and start trying to, behind my back, with my own hands tied, trying to fiddle with their knots to untie them.
Okay. Go ahead.
I was just going to say the first thing I will do as I feel a pair of hands working on my binding is I will grasp the hands in mine and I will expend my lay on hands pool to restore 10 health to Salix.
Salix, you feel these pair of hands wrap around yours, and this warmth just floods through you.
Thank you. Okay. And I will
make a sleight of hand check for me.
sleight of hand. Okay. Come on. Oh, that's not great. 7.
Okay. You feel this is doable for you. You know it is. It's just taking time.
Yeah, and my hands are bound, so
Exactly.
I don't have full capacity. I'm just kind of like,
Exactly. You hear.
and this is behind my back too.
Thump. Off in the distance, a door opens. You hear a pair of feet coming down the stairs. Would you like to?
I'm sorry.
Would you like to say where you are?
I will actually try to go kind of back closer to where I was before.
Okay.
See if I can get that far.
You begin to scuttle. Out of the shadows emerges a figure. This figure is clearly humanoid. Clearly, as you both can see very well in the dark, human. Human male. It's hard to tell their age, but he is wearing very fine robes with a belt tied around his waist, and you see spell component pouches hanging down. They raise both of their hands and the sleeves fall back and says, "Greetings. I'm assuming you're wondering why you're here."
Yeah, actually I am.
Well, rest assured, I am not here to kill you. In fact, if you do everything exactly the way I ask, you will live, and I will set you free. Are we clear?
Are there are dead bodies in here, right?
Mm-hmm.
I will sort of gesture to one of the bodies with my head, like, did you promise them that too?
Oh, no, they were dead. It's fine.
No, like, as in, like, is that what you told these people prior to
No,
killing them?
definitely not. I did not kill them.
Well, you've made yourself clear. What do you want from us?
I require your assistance. Now, I'm going to approach you. And I'm going to undo the tie around your feet. Both of you are quite weakened conditions. You should resist the urge to struggle. Do I have your word?
I suppose.
Don't really have a choice, so yeah.
Can I get a persuasion? Either a deception check or a persuasion check, but based on your intentions, from both of you.
I'm gonna be going with persuasion.
I too am going to go with persuasion. That would be a 12.
Okay.
23.
Okay. This creature begins to walk towards you, Kiri, and draws a very ornate dagger. Are either of you proficient in Arcana? Okay. He, as he comes closer, he's a little bit shorter than you see, than you imagined, with this kind of booming voice that he has. Can I get a perception check from you, Kiri, as he is undoing the hog tie?
16.
Okay. Their clothes don't quite fit right. They're very fine, very nice, clearly made with intentions. But the sleeves are a little long, and the belt is a little tight. So they untie cut open the hog tie between your hands and your feet, and they undo the tie. And he steps back. He says, "All right, stand up."
I will stand up.
All right, now bring your arms in front of you. Do the little thing with the step through your arms.
Oh, like that. Yeah, I will proceed to do that.
Very good. Stay there.
I stay.
He goes over to you, Salix. Starts to cut the hog tie. Cuts the tie at your feet. Takes a step back.
As they're doing all of this, I want to be like I am looking at them very very hard, trying to figure out like how formidable of a person they seem. Do they seem like they're a magic user, or
Why don't you make an insight check for me?
okay? Just trying to figure out who I'm up against here. How confident they walk and stuff. Wasn't great. You said insight?
Yes.
Okay, that's pretty good. That's a 16.
Okay. So first thing that you notice is that they have a bunch of spell components. Very well. They have a lot of spell components. So that leads you to believe that they are a magic user, which would explain why they were able to, if they were the person who captured you, why they were able to do so easily. Now, as far as their physicality, they don't look very strong or particularly dexterous, but you also know that with magic users, that doesn't mean anything.
Yep. Okay.
By the you see that the dagger that they are wielding is quite potent with magic, and you're kind of that your role would allow you to notice that they seem to be a little nervous around you, but that's about it.
Alrighty.
He takes a few steps back. Now stand.
I will pull my arms out in front of me and I will stand up.
Good. All right. Now, he looks over and you see he's looking at the bodies. Okay. Follow me.
As he stops to look at the bodies, I want to, because they're obviously a point of interest for him, I want to take a look and see if there's anything I noticed about the bodies too.
Make a perception check for me.
Oh, that was... All right. Perception. That was not very good. That would be an 8.
Okay. Actually, I'm going to take this back because I think that you could do better. I think that a medicine or a nature check would be more appropriate here for what I think you're asking.
That would be lower.
Okay. Okay. There's the 5 bodies. Most of them have been dead a hot minute. At least the minimum that they've been dead is maybe a week, the maximum a few months.
Okay.
So, he begins to ascend the staircase. Do you follow?
Yep.
Okay. He opens the door for you and encourages you to walk past. It's a long hallway. You see it splits at the end and then there's a front door.
I'll continue on.
Carrie,
I don't know if I'm in front or not, but...
would you like to be in front? Kiri?
Oh, yeah, sure.
Okay. All right, keep going. Stop at the door.
I do that.
Okay. He reaches around. He follows you reaches around the corner and pulls out 2 shovels. And he, with his other hand, he opens the door and takes a few steps out. All right, come here.
I go.
Now, I am the great Azakai the Dark Master. Either of you can roll a history check if you'd like.
Sure, I'll go ahead and do that.
I read a lot of books. Not that many. Not those kinds. I rolled a 1.
I got a 15.
You've heard of this name. You know that they are a human male. And it is, Azakai is a kind of budding, not budding, that's not the right term. Not in their power so much as their infamy, as they are kind of making a name for themselves. And you know that they're pretty dangerous. They usually work alone. He usually works alone. And you have heard that this Azakai is trying to raise an undead army.
All right.
So, he opens the door, walks out first. Do the two of you follow?
Yep.
He hands each of you a shovel. As you kind of glance around, it's much brighter out here with the full moonlight, even though neither of you have a problem seeing the dark. And you are in a graveyard. You see that there are a few graves that have already been disturbed and dug up. He says, each of you must dig up 5 bodies before sunrise. Is that understood?
Understood. I have a question for DM.
Yes.
I work in the garden a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Would I be proficient with the shovel as a weapon?
I would consider a shovel to be a weapon.
Okay.
For you, yes. You notice that now that he has given you each the shovels, he is keeping 10 feet a distance, 10 feet from you. I see that look on your face. If you try anything, I will kill you and raise you as undead. Is that clear?
Well, I'm not really good for you, undead. And if you were any really good at necromancy, you'd be able to raise these by yourself.
I'm not very strong, and I have had a very, very long week. My body is tired, my mind is not. And you see he takes a hand and you see dark necromantic energy begin to form at his fingertips. Do you want to test me?
Oh, I do have a question. As a quick point of order, do you intend to have us dig these bodies up with our hands tied, or...?
Yes.
Not gonna go very fast. At all.
Not my problem.
Have you ever used a shovel?
Yes.
Do you have any idea how to actually dig? You cannot dig properly at all with your hands tied.
Sounds like a personal problem. Deal with it personally.
Why not? I will begin to attempt to dig with my hands tied.
Okay.
I will do the same. I will do it very badly.
Okay. As the two of you begin digging, you start to hear footsteps around you, shuffling. And you see that there are 5 skeletons around the graveyard, just milling about. All right. Devereaux and Kendall. Two of you begin making your way, following these tracks. And Kendall, what is your passive perception?
Passive perception is 13.
Okay, good to know. Two of you begin to make your way, following these tracks, continuing on. And the forest begins to thin out. You see that you are approaching something like a clearing. It's still dark. It's still spooky. And you peer around a tree. Two of you, Devereaux and Kendall. Devereaux, give me a perception check with disadvantage. Kendall, give me a perception check.
2.
Perfect. Devereaux, it's dark, and even though there is light coming from, the moon, it's still hard for you to see.
It's very spooky out here.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is. Oh. It's very spooky.
Oh, right, you can't see.
I can see fine. It's just very spooky.
We'll just stay close.
Okay. What's your favorite smell?
Pineapples. Okay, let's go.
Good to know. Okay.
So we sneak farther. Oh, I would.
Kendall, you
I
see, you are approaching what looks to be a graveyard. And
Smell that.
Smell what?
Dead bodies.
You smell dead bodies.
Yes. That's why I asked.
I don't smell that. That's not a smell that I like smelling.
Nobody does.
But you smell dead bodies.
Well, yeah, it's a graveyard.
Kendall, can you speak a little louder for us, please?
It's a graveyard.
We're in a graveyard.
Not in it yet. We're pretty close though.
Okay. You have to admit that this is getting spookier.
What's spooky about a graveyard?
You said it smells like dead bodies. That's
It's
spooky.
a graveyard.
Well, yeah. Dead things are spooky.
Well, as long as they stay dead.
Wait. Do they not?
I don't know. Somebody said something once. They said that sometimes they come back
No.
like a zombie.
No. Are you serious?
I'm serious that I heard the story.
Oh, yeah, okay.
I haven't seen it myself. Actually, that'd be kind of cool.
No.
Go see if there's any.
Oh. Here,
If
you
there's-
better be out here. I swear to...
Well, I see the
Gods.
drag marks. They're that way. Look.
Are you pulling my leg?
No, I'm just standing here talking to you.
Then what's pulling my leg?
It's.
Oh, it's just a branch. Sorry.
Oh man, that was close. That could have been a zombie.
Stop that. What do you see?
Yeah, it's just more graveyard.
Kendall, you do actually see some figures milling about.
I actually see some figures milling about.
You don't...
There are some, you see, I would say with that perception check, you see about 8 skeletons.
I can tell they're skeletons.
And in the very distance, you see a building, and there are 3 figures near that building.
Okay.
It's maybe 100 feet away.
Oh, hey, get down, get down. I see things.
I get down.
You already
Just
are
drop.
down.
I drop further down.
Okay.
What do you see?
I see 1, 2. You said 8, right? I see 8 oh my god, skeletons.
Skeletons?
By themselves.
What?
Have you ever fought a skeleton? Okay, if I was a skeleton, what would suck?
Hey, hey, Kendall, your web captions aren't picking up your voice. Can you speak a little louder?
Okay, I'm sorry. Let's just pretend I'm whispering. the
Whispering?
whole time.
Cone of whisper.
Okay. Skeletons. I think I see skeletons.
They're still not working. Will you make sure you're recording?
Hold on, let me see. Uh-oh. I may have accidentally
Close the tab.
closed the tab.
Oh no.
D&D
I just
Beyond,
opened-
you guys. Check it out. We're using it in the left-hand corner. You can see these characters.
I think you can see our
Okay.
full character sheets too.
How about
Oh
now?
no.
You're good, Kendall.
Perfect. Okay.
And Devereaux, can you turn your gain down, please?
Yes.
Back to looking at skeletons. Okay, so I see 8 skeletons right over there, and I point. And then there's 3 other non-skeleton.
You turned it up. Other way.
I did?
Yep, other way. Okay, nope. Go into Zoom and turn your volume down, please. As a reminder, if you've got the Blue Yeti mic, do not click the mute button on your mic. click the mute button on Zoom because it's very loud for the rest of us. No worries. We're all learning. We're all learning. Okay. So, Salix and Kiri, you see some skeletons milling about. You see Azakai standing 15 feet away from you, arms crossed.
The entire time I am sitting here, I'm digging and I'm grumbling and I'm essentially keeping up a monologue of, this is definitely not how you're supposed to dig properly. I can't even get a really good handle on this. How is anybody supposed to work like this? Just continuing complaining because I realize that I'm outside. And I realize that there is a possibility that somebody could hear us, whether it's somebody friendly or otherwise. Any distraction for the person who is holding us hostage is good for me, so I'm going to continue talking. So Salix this entire time is just keeping up a steady monologue of how terrible this job is and how this guy has no idea how to handle employees and like just going off the entire time, just steady monologue. But I will continue kind of digging, more just waiting for something to distract him.
I have an idea. I'm going to attempt to get Salix's attention for a quick second, like non-verbally, just try and like make eye contact and like, hey. And I'm going to perform an experiment. I'm going to go look over to Azakai and ask him if he's sure he wants to keep my hands bound in Elvish.
Okay. Root, root. Okay, so he rolls his eyes and says, yes, in Elvish.
I tried.
Okay. Kendall and Devereaux. Back to you.
Devereaux.
You're
Did I
muted
miss
on
it? I'm sorry.
Zoom.
Me? Okay.
Devereaux, you're muted on your mic. Still can't hear you. All right. Kieran Salix.
Just continuing.
I need you to both make athletics checks to see how quickly you can dig these holes.
Okay. Oh, that's actually pretty good. I was hoping it would be bad. You said athletics? That would be an 18 for me.
Okay, despite your complaining, you're actually doing a pretty good job. Carrie, you're muted.
$16 for me. There we go.
Also pretty good, considering your hands are bound. It takes you about 10 minutes to get the first one down.
I feel like that should have been with disadvantage.
No,
Go on.
we're good.
Fine.
It's good. It's fine. All right, Devereaux, do we have sound yet? Nope.
Did you
Did you
turn the
turn it-
gain all the way down?
Did you turn your volume all the way down in Zoom? Or did you just...
Well, I don't think Dev needs or will actually have to say anything if we just do like hand
Okay.
motions to each other in the dark.
Okay. Well, we are going to need to be able to hear Ren talk. So, let's go ahead and take a quick tech break, and we will be right back.
Okay.
High quality Dungeons and Dragons content, folks. We have a great big world to share with you, and by becoming a patron, you can help us explore and expand upon this adventure. With your support, we can invest in more amazing artwork, better mics, fancy cameras, and overall stream quality. Not to mention, help us get some amazing new merch that we can use for giveaways. What do you get by becoming a patron? I'm so glad you asked. Let's take a look at the different levels and give you a sneak peek at what you can get at each tier. Did you know that the family of the First Lord Theo, the leader of the rebellion against the Empire, actually invented firearms nearly 25 years prior to the current campaign? The designs for this high-tech weapon are the Delaney family's best-kept secret. Also, they were originally invented by the late First Lady Victoria, Theo's mother. Access to lore leaks like this is what you can expect from the first tier, written in blog-style posts after each weekly session. Ever wondered what goes on off-camera? The next 3 tiers give you exactly that. With Stolen Moments, you can get access to text-based roleplay moments, highlighting experiences that don't make it onto the stream, like Leona's training session with Ray and Asmarin. Stolen Moments Plus gives you access to roleplay moments featuring our guests, non-player characters, and historical figures, featuring the likes of Marshall, Annalena, and even the Empress herself. And Roleplay Addiction takes us to a whole other level. This tier gives you exclusive 30-minute videos of canon interactions not otherwise seen on stream, like late-night drunken interactions between paladins or tender moments featuring your favorite character ships. The Insider Scoop is where things start to get serious. This gives you access to private live streams of me doing plot, setting, and encounter planning for the entire Open for Adventure universe, including the offline game that I run in the same realm. This might be me setting up for a big battle, or maybe coming up with some new non-player characters. Here's where you can interact with me directly and possibly influence not only the upcoming streams, but the entire setting as well. The Warm Fuzzies is super simple. It's everything I've listed so far, and also you get your name on stream after our weekly regular sessions. Every session. And our undying love. Hence the Warm Fuzzies. And finally, the most epic of all Patreon tiers. Drum roll, please. The Lore Master. This ultimate and final tier gets you first look access at all of the content going into our upcoming, official, Open for Adventure campaign setting. Lore, maps, monsters, items, dungeons. And we're back! With less technical difficulties. Ren, can you say something? Excellent. Very good. Actually, they can't hear you, but now they can! Here we go. That one was my fault. Okay. Devereaux and Kendall. The two of you are sleuthing along. Devereaux, you don't see Jack. But Kendall, as you peek behind a tree. It's really cute because Kendall's peeking behind the tree and then Devereaux's like peeking behind Kendall. But you just get a face full of his hair.
I don't see anything.
Kendall, you see the 3 figures by this building at about eight skeletons.
Mm-hmm. What's the building look like?
The building looks like it's maybe a story and a half, maybe 2. It looks like it used to be a mausoleum, but it almost looks like it's been outfitted for something else recently.
Okay. Is there gravestones?
Oh yes, many, maybe like 100.
Okay. And then how far are these skeletons away from us?
Currently they're about 50 feet, 50 to 80 feet from you.
Okay. And then the other 3 figures, can I tell that they're different races or anything like that? Or
They all look vaguely humanoid. You think that one might be your sister, but it's really hard to tell from where you are.
Okay. Okay, Dev.
Yeah.
Let's try to sneak up on them and use the gravestones as cover. You think you can do that?
Okay.
Now, I know you can't see, but trust me when I tell you, and I point to the skeletons. There's 8 skeletons. Real skeletons. I don't know how to fight them, but we'll figure it out. And then over there, there's 3 somethings. Not skeletons.
Okay.
But one of them kind of looks like my sister, and we gotta get her.
Okay. The beginning of the talk was not very reassuring, but the ending was all right. Okay. Skeletons. All right. Well,
How do we fight skeletons? Wait, hold on a second.
real life skeletons. Wow.
Don't give them milk. That'll probably make them stronger. So avoid that.
Okay.
And then maybe what makes brittle bones?
Okay.
What do you got? Do you have a sword, an axe, maybe a hammer?
I have sword, hatchet,
Sword, hatchet,
and a bow, and a
Hmm.
frying pan.
a frying pan. Oh, a frying pan. Wait,
Well-
no, I'm
well,
getting
yeah.
distracted. Hold on.
No, it's not the time to cook.
No. Well, okay. This is what I can do. We can set up a trap, and then I start digging into my bags and I pull out some rope, and I say, I'm
You're
gonna
gonna
set up
tie
a
up
trap.
the skeleton?
Okay? Huh?
You're gonna tie up the skeleton?
No, just wait a second. I'm gonna make a trap. All right, we'll snare them. If you get into trouble, just run towards this thing. It's gonna be, and then I'll point over there. I'm gonna put it down over there. Okay. So just know that there's gonna be a trap, and if
Mhm.
they start chasing you, take them that way. Okay.
Okay.
And then I tie a circle with the rope, and and I kind of just make this sign with my hand, and I whisper snare, and I go over to where I pointed and I put it on the floor
Do you want to sneak over there? Because are you trying to put it out in the graveyard?
behind one of the like
Okay.
between some gravestones.
Okay. So make a stealth check for me.
That's 22.
Very good. You feel very sneaky as you're like dipping and dodging between the different kind of gravestones. Some are large, some are small. You lay your snare out. You dart back.
And I come back and I tell Dev, now if you want, what I want you to do is get that pan and make a lot of noise, but I want you to count to 100 first. You don't even have to go anywhere. Just stay here.
Okay. Are
And
you?
then I say,
You're serious.
yeah, just trust me. And then I dart away from him and I start sneaking behind all the gravestones, getting closer and closer to the 3 figures.
Okay. You and a dart between the grave. Make another stealth roll.
That's an 18.
Okay.
I do not like this plan.
Curie, what's your passive?
Certainly not 18. Where is that?
It's on the left
12.
side.
12.
Salix, passive?
16.
Okay. Okay.
Still continuing my monologue.
Sure. Kendall, as you get closer to this trio, you see that your sister is badly hurt. You see that she is with another elven figure? Not a wood elf, that's for sure. And a humanoid man who, to you, I will go ahead and take the liberty to say, looks very dangerous. Looks very spellcasty with a magic dagger, and he's like standing there with really nice fancy robes, and he's like got his arms crossed. He clearly means business. Would you like to keep getting closer? If you're talking... Okay.
Sorry, I just forgot to hit the spell slot for snare.
No worries.
I'm gonna use my last spell slot to use Zephyr Strike on myself,
Okay.
so I can move a lot faster and not provoke any opportunity attacks.
Okay.
So I'm actually gonna go and make my way over to the skeletons a little bit closer to get in position to make my first strike on one of them.
How long does Zephyr Strike last?
1 minute.
Perfect. You want to get in closer?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Devereaux, are you counting? Okay. So what would you like to do?
I'm gonna wait until Devereaux starts banging on that pan to get the attention of the skeleton.
So 100 seconds, your Zephyr Strike will definitely wear off.
Okay.
So your Zephyr Strike will wear off after 60 seconds, and Devereaux is counting to 100.
Okay. I thought it would have taken me some time to get to where I was at, but what I can do.
Okay, would you like to time it to where you're getting to where somewhere where they are when they count to 100? Okay.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
All right. Kiri and Salix digging. You've gotten about 2 graves up by now. And Kendall, feel free to see this. As you get to the bottom, this necromancer begins to cast a spell. Animate dead.
I start clanging the pots.
Hold on. I'll tell you when 100 seconds have passed. You watch as this spell imbues a foul mimicry of life in these 2 creatures, and they get up. And he says, "Rise!" And they begin to like claw their way up out of the graves. So
Are we at the bottom of a grave? Or are we standing at the top?
You would be at this point. You've already started to dig the second grave, while he's bringing them up from the first. Okay. So he's now has 2 zombies by him. Kendall, does this change your plan? Kendall, does this change your plan? I cannot hear you.
Sorry, there it is. No, I hit the mute button, but it didn't register. I'm sorry. Yeah, actually, I'm just gonna stay behind one of the gravestones, and hopefully,
okay,
the distraction will pull them away.
All right. So as soon as these zombies come up out of these graves, that's when the bang, bang. What does it sound like, Devereaux?
Fresh meat over here! Oh gods, why am I doing this? Clanging the hatchet against the bottom of the pan. I'm over here. I don't know why. Come get me. And then I just start running blindly through the woods.
Kiri,
Oh,
you hear this? I'm gonna need everybody to roll for initiative.
Yep. I've been waiting.
I know you have. I can see it in your face.
I just got an 8.
Hey, me too.
All right. I'm gonna go ahead and call for him. Did anybody roll above a 20? Nope. All right. Above a 15? Okay. Above a 10?
14. 15 minus 1.
All right. 8? Everybody else rolled an 8? Who would like to go first between the 3 of you?
I've been waiting for a distraction.
All right, we'll go first with you.
Kendall was also expecting it, and he was probably timing it out in his head too, so...
I'll volunteer to go last.
Okay. We'll do Kendall, and then we'll do Salix. Okay. For everybody, time begins to slow. Here we go. Oh, I love this song. Danger is approaching and apparent. Azarkai is the first to respond. He rolled a 16! He begins to look around and says, What? What is this? How dare you go against Azarkai, the Dark Master? he is going to hold his action. And he's going to command the zombies to attack the two of you. And it's their turn first. They rolled a 15. Alright, so these zombies. I can't believe I rolled so poorly on that. I'm honestly kind of impressed. Okay. Luckily, they are fresh zombies, so they don't smell just too terrible. Kiri, one is going to make their way towards you. They can get to you. They're within 20 feet. So they're going to make one slam attack. You see this creature just raise his arms up and go whack. With a natural 2 to hit. The second one comes up to you, Salix. Leon's on the natural 20.
Boo. Yeah, that
I'm
hits.
sorry. That's 8 points of bludgeoning damage.
Whew, I am so glad.
Aren't
so
you?
glad I got lay on hands.
Aren't you? Kiri saving the day.
Mm-hmm.
Rude. All right, Kiri. That brings us to you.
Okay.
So here's what's going on for you. You hear Devereaux in the back somewhere. There's clearly causing a distraction, right? You've got Salix next about 10 feet from you, Azrakai's 15 feet from you, and a zombie is on you.
Okay, so I do not see Kendall.
Correct.
Do you mind if I roll something for myself right now?
Knock yourself out.
Okay. I do not put together that Dev is trying to cause a distraction for somebody else to take action, so I am going to... How close is Salix?
10 feet.
10 feet, okay, so...
You see Azrakai is beginning to,
Yeah.
do some hand wavy stuff. He looks like he's trying to decide what move he's gonna make. Does he want to kill you? Does he want to not? What's he gonna do?
Alright, you know what I'm going to do for my action? I think I'm just going to cast Cure Wounds on myself.
Okay.
I'm definitely going to do that, and I don't suppose I can try to get out of these bonds as a bonus action.
No, not unless you
Yeah.
are a rogue. Do you have spellcasting as a second level paladin?
I do.
I forgot. Oh, shit. Well, excuse me. Herder. I know things about Dungeons and Dragons.
I totally forgot what dice that is.
A D8 plus your spellcasting modifier.
D8, alright. Nope, that's
Alright.
D4. I totally know what solids are.
Kendall, you are up.
Alright.
You're good. I'm sorry,
Okay.
do you want to do any bonus actions or move or anything? Kiri. I don't think you have any bonus
Yeah, I
actions as a
don't.
paladin.
I don't have any bonus actions. Yeah, I'm not gonna move.
Okay.
Well, actually, god damn it, I don't know.
5.
I'm gonna try and put myself between Salix and the zombie that is accosting her.
Would you do so if it provoked an attack of opportunity?
Yeah.
Okay.
Post Cure Wounds, I will add.
Sure. That's a miss.
Alright! Alright, so I'll bumble my way in front of Salix, and that's my turn.
This zombie, reaches out to come in at you, but you dodge out of the way, your swift elven nimbleness, and you manage to scoot your way between Salix and this other creature. Kendall, what are you doing?
How far is Salix and Kiri from me?
I would say they're 15 feet.
15 feet?
Maybe, no,
So-
let's do 20, because I don't know if you would have been able to get that close. Do 20 feet.
Okay. Do I still have my Zephyr Strike? Is that...
Yes.
Okay. So I'm not going to trigger the bonus attack, but I do want to run over to them and cut their bonds.
All right, you can cut one of their bonds as an action.
Since Salix is behind Kiri, I'll have to probably go for her.
All right.
Well,
Go ahead and make it just an attack roll, just for our benefit.
It's just a 12. Or, no, 12 plus 16.
All right. Salix, you feel a very familiar presence zip up behind you at unnatural speed, and with a sharp pull at your back, or no, I'm sorry, they're at your front. He reaches around and does a sharp thing, and you recognize your brother's hand.
Now, as a bonus action, can I hand her one of my short swords?
That's a free action, definitely.
And then as I do that, I grab the other short sword that I didn't use to cut her bonds, and I place it within one of her hands.
Okay, so you're giving her one short sword?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, perfect. Salix, this is all happening within very few seconds of each other. You watch as these zombies come at you. One of them gets a very solid strike right across your head. You're still feeling dizzy when Kendall comes up, undoes your binds, hands you a short sword.
Perfect. As soon as that sword is in my hand, so I've got the shovel still in one hand, the short sword in the other. I immediately bash the zombie attempt to bash the zombie across the head with the shovel in my first hand.
Make an attack roll. This is a monk weapon.
Yes. Hey, that was really good. That is a dirty 20.
That hits.
Yeah. And
your monk die.
Monk die, okay.
Which I think is a D4 or a D6.
D4.
Yeah.
Feels really low for a shovel, but okay.
Monk weapon.
Yeah. That's 2 plus my dex.
Yep.
4, so 6 bludgeoning damage, I suppose.
And they are, what's it called?
Are they down?
No, hold on, what's the word? They are vulnerable to bludgeoning damage as skeletons. No, this is the zombie.
Darn it.
Sorry, this is the zombie. Oh, how much did you do? 6? Aw, man, they're not down yet. But they you cleave off one of their arms, and it just, splats on the ground.
Bonus action, unarmed strike. I'm actually going to kick him.
Okay. Make an attack roll. I'm gonna push him.
I'm gonna kick him. That was an 18.
That also hits. I'm assuming you're gonna roll higher than 2 points of damage.
My dex is a 4.
So you just straight up high kick into his chest and send him flying back into the grave from which he came.
Yes. Perfect. And then I turn on the necromancer with fire in my eyes, and I say, I knew you'd come, brother. And that's my turn.
Devereaux!
Actually, no. I'm going to use my movement to go right up to him.
Okay. Devereaux.
So I'm running.
Yeah.
I'm running through the trees and yelling and still clanging the pot. And can I hear or see skeletons if I look behind my shoulder and keep going?
Not anymore. They don't seem to be following you if they're following you, they're not very fast.
I stop.
Okay.
And I turn and I look, and I'm just standing there. Distraction for what? Shouldn't have listened to Kendall. I grab I just take the hatchet in the pan and I start stomping back towards the graveyard.
Okay.
Can't believe this.
All right. Beautiful. That brings us to Azukai. Azukai, seeing you dispatch one of his zombies, is quite unhappy. And he does not like the fact that there are now 3 of you. So he is going to raise both of his hands, and you see him begin to cast a spell. Whispering in deep, guttural... Does anybody speak Infernal? Okay. Deep, devilish language that you do not understand. this creates a 20-foot radius sphere in front of him, which will encapsulate Kiri, Kendall, and Salix. Okay. This is a massive yellow-green fog spreading around and like reaching out and coming up your frames. I need everybody that I just named to make a... Actually, not yet. Not yet. Never mind. The area is officially heavily obscured, though. Salix, from that grave that you just kicked that zombie and you begin to hear... and you see a hand. Second zombie is going to come after you, Kiri, with a 13 plus. Does a 16 hit you without your armor? Okay. That's 4 points of bludgeoning damage.
Gotcha. I realize you can hear any. I'm at a 9 without my armor, so yeah, that is. That was 4 points of damage?
Mm-hmm. All right. Kiri, it's your turn, and I need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
There we go. Sorry, futzing with D&D Beyond.
No worries.
Let's see. Yeah, it's a 2!
Okay.
Big oof.
How many hit points do you have?
7.
Session 1 TPK. Dev is the only one left alive.
What's your max?
Max, 24.
Okay, you are unconscious.
Oof. Do I have any negative?
No. No, negative. We don't have negative in D&D.
Okay.
Salix and Kendall, you do hear the sound of Salix, your new ally, hit the ground. As this poison seeps in through his mouth, or through their mouth and nose. Kendall,
Okay.
please make a Constitution saving throw.
All right. Constitution. Oh, that's +0. So that's. Oh, but I rolled a 19 though.
Okay, that's a success.
Oh man. So
You're gonna take 10 points of poison damage.
wow. Okay. I'm at 6.
Salix, you look over and you see Kendall begin to succumb to this poison gas as well. What are you gonna do with your turn, Kendall?
I'd like to attempt to pick up the person that just fell to the ground and try to run away and whisper or yell in Elvish, "Run!"
Okay. What's your strength? Go ahead and make a strength check for me really quick.
16.
Okay, you're able to pick up this pretty light and lithe figure, throw them over your shoulders, and you begin to run out. Salix.
Okay.
Con save?
Yes, please.
I'm so afraid of my dice right now. Oh, that was actually pretty good. 17?
That's a success. You only take 10 points. Ooh, we're gonna take 10
I am
points.
down.
Kendall, you hear the sound of your sister fall to the ground behind you. And that is where we're going to take a very short halfway break. Friends who are watching, please do not forget to hydrate, take care of yourselves. We will be right back.
Oh baby, I love your madness. It's so incredibly beautiful. Oh, to play in your fun and your games. Always hungry for more, that's just how I was born. Take me somewhere I don't know and give me your freedom. Whoa, you love me to pieces, yeah, I need it. Want your pandemonium, life is so easy. Whoa, you love me to pieces, yeah, I need it. Want your pandemonium. The limit of love is endless, I know. Just do what you want with me. Yeah, I want it all. Could care less the cost. I give you my everything. Some would say I'm insane in the right in a way, but I just love to play in your fun and your games. Always hungry for more, that's just how I was born. Take me somewhere I don't know and give me your freedom. Whoa, you love me to pieces, yeah, I need it. Want your pandemonium, life is so easy. Whoa, you love me to pieces, yeah, I need it. Want your pandemonium. And give me your freedom. Whoa, yeah, to pieces, yeah, I need it. Want your pandemonium, life is so easy. Whoa, you love me to pieces, yeah, I need it. Want your pandemonium. Oh baby, I love your madness. It's so incredibly beautiful. Oh, you shine like gold, so selfless to all, and wild like an animal. Some would say I'm insane in the right in a way, but I just love to play in your fun and your games. Always hungry for more, that's just how I was born. Take me somewhere I don't know and give me your freedom. Whoa, you love me to pieces, yeah, I need it. Want your pandemonium, life is so easy. Whoa, you love me to pieces, yeah, I need it. Want your pandemonium. The limit of love is endless, I know. Just do what you want with me. Yeah, I want it all. Could care less the cost. I give you my everything. Some would say I'm insane in the right in a way, but I just love to play in your fun and your games. Always hungry for more, that's just how I was born. Take me somewhere I don't know and give me your freedom. Whoa, you love me to pieces, yeah, I need it. Want your pandemonium, life is so easy. Whoa, you love me to pieces, yeah, I need it. Want your pandemonium. love to play in your fun and your games. Always hungry for more, that's just how I was born. Take me somewhere I don't know and give me your freedom. Whoa, you left me to pieces, yeah, I need it. Want your pandemonium, life is so easy. Whoa.
Welcome back! Wow, this song is called Bad Hair Day. Okay. Whose turn did we last leave off on? Salix. Okay. Bless your little heart. Devereaux. As you have turned back around and gone back towards the graveyard, am I correct in this? Okay. You look and you see, and now these skeletons are beginning to rouse and are very confused, trying to use their non-existent brains to figure out what's going on. You see, through this dim light of the full moon, your buddy, Kendall, running towards you with your good buddy, Kiri, but you do not see his sister following. Okay. So, Kiri just gets dropped, and you see Kendall begin to turn around. It does not look like everything is okay. They're muted, mother bitch! Hold on. Ha ha ha! Go ahead.
Do we have to go through that again, or?
Yeah.
The captioning worked,
The captioning worked.
arguably.
Okay. Well, I'll just say it again. As soon as Kendall heard his sister's body drop to the floor, he would have just tossed Kyrie to the floor and
Kiri.
turn around immediately. Kiri, I'm sorry. Kiri. and turn around to try to head back.
Okay. Devereaux, what are you going to do on your turn?
This does not look good.
Because that was my turn, right? Me.
No, well, that, yeah, you wouldn't. Time is fluid, whatever, it's fine. It's not your turn yet, though. It's still
Okay.
Dev's.
Okay. Well, I'll go running up towards them because I gotta be useful. And there's all these skeletons, and it's all really, really spooky. And
As you begin to run up in the dim light, you're running pretty quickly. Your little feet. You have 25 feet movement, right?
yes,
In the dim light, all of a sudden you see this trap underneath you. I need you to make an athletics check. You have advantage. Or acrobatics check. You have advantage.
17.
All right. You see this trap coming up, and you know that the where your momentum is going to take you right into the trap. So, without even really thinking, you turn to your side and kind of jump up onto a greystone, somersault over, land, 3-point landing, and keep jogging. I'm going to give you an additional 10 feet for that.
Hooray!
So you can get, I would say, you can get with your movement to about 20 feet from Kendall
From Kendall.
and Kiri. They're both
And-
currently in the same spot.
Okay. Where's the nearest skeleton?
You take a quick look around. There's one about approaching you from about 30 feet to your right.
Okay. Cool. I'll take my hatchet and I'll whip it at the skeleton.
Make an attack roll.
Just because I want to feel like I'm involved. Is just a 17. Is that gonna hit?
I have to. God, it's not coming. Okay. What's your damage?
Great question. I know I have these hatchets, but they're not on my D&D Beyond sheet.
Hand axe is a d6.
Thank you, Salix.
I have it on my sheet.
4 damage.
Okay.
And I believe it's slashing.
It is. Beautiful. You see it embed itself into the skeleton's sternum. It's still standing. Still coming at you.
I knew it. I'm good.
They're moving very slowly, though.
Right. And then I'll just pull out my bow.
Okay.
Can I do that?
Yeah.
Cool. I'll do that.
It is Azurkai's turn. Azurkai is going to look around and he's going to say... he's going to give a command in a language you all do not understand. And that is his turn. It is the zombies' turn. They do not take any damage because they're immune, so they're going to see if they can find you. That one cannot. Neither can that one. Zombies seem to be... The two zombies that he's raised seem to be kind of aiming about, just reaching out, clawing for whatever they can find, letting out this terrible rasping noise as they do so. Skeletons. Deborah, one is going to get within 15 feet of you, just so you know. Okay. That brings us to Kiri.
Death save.
Please.
All right. That's a 5.
Please mark a failure. It wouldn't be a first session of Open for Adventure if there weren't death saves. Kendall?
So I'm outside of the poison cloud, correct?
Yes, you are beginning your turn at the outside of the poison cloud.
Okay, so Kendall's gonna pull out his longbow and start running on the perimeter of the
Smart.
poison cloud.
Yep.
Aiming to where he thinks this third.
You
is...
can... If you're looking for Salix, you can find her because the cloud has rolled away from her now. So you can see her.
Oh, so the cloud's not on her? Oh, that changes everything. Can I see the necromancer?
Yes.
Okay. All right, let me see. Can I do this? Okay. Would it be an action to pick her up and run away with her? Or that's a full action? Okay.
It is.
Okay, well then, yeah, forget everything else. That's what I do.
Okay. Skirt around the edge of this cloud. That's going to take about 10, 15 feet of your movement, and you can get another 15 to 20 feet away.
Okay.
Salix, can I get a death save, please?
Yeah. Okay. Oh, no, I just lost my die. It was a mini one, too. That's great. That was 11.
That's a success.
Yep.
All right, Devereaux. You see a zombie is approaching you. Kendall has picked up another figure who looks just like him and is running towards you. Kiri is slumped on the ground in front of you.
Can I take a moment to try and stabilize my friend?
Yes, would you like to use your Addison action
My Addison. I would like to, yes.
to make a medicine check? Please roll a medicine check.
Don't you go dying on me now. Oh, gods. I don't know what I'm doing. That is a 2.
What does this look like, Devereaux?
I'm just like pushing on Kiri's chest. Don't die. Just wake up, slapping
So
them
Kiri
across the face.
is awake, but you see it looks like they're like choking on their own something. So Kiri, okay, quick rule in Open for Adventure, if I'm running a game, just because you are down and unconscious does not mean you cannot see in my games, because I think that's anticlimactic if you're just like, whatever, dead all of a sudden. So Kiri, you do kind of have a sense of what's going on here. Actually, with that first death save, hold on, there's another rule that I have. With a first death saving throw, as your character begins to slip away from this world, Kiri, what do they see?
I'm not sure they see very much of anything.
That queen's
I
face?
can't be sure. I cannot be sure what they see.
Okay.
And I think that to some extent Kiri would expect that.
Okay. As you feel yourself slipping away, very quiet. It's very loud and very quiet at the same time. You're struggling to breathe. Your friend Devereaux is pushing his hands on your chest, trying to wake you, trying to rouse you. But you feel yourself continuing to fade. I believe that brings us to Azurkai's turn. Since no one is watching him, nobody sees what he does. The zombies are going to try to find y'all. Let's see how well they do. No. No. This fog cloud is rolling away slowly. Kendall. You've got Salix. You run back, you make it to where Dev and Kiri are.
Okay.
What would you like to do?
Is there skeletons near them?
Yes, so there's skeletons about 15 feet away, and there's more approaching from behind the shed, essentially. They're like milling about, but now that they see that there's a disturbance, you see, actually, with your like passive, you'd be able to see that some of them are moving away, but 2 of them are continuing towards you.
Okay.
You know you can outrun them.
I'm sorry to cut it. Do I have to make another death save if it was past Azurkai, past the skeletons and stuff?
Oh, you do.
Oh boy.
My apologies.
Oh no, it's all good. Son of a motherfucker. That's an 8?
Okay.
God damn.
What does Kiri see?
Visions of home and thick black smoke.
Thoughts of the war come forefront to your mind, Kiri. The part you played. You remember your last moments in the Feywild. Before you were unceremoniously ejected. Exiled from your homeland. Part of you begins to wonder if you'll ever see it again. Kendall?
Okay, so I lay Salix down next to one of the headstones or the gravestones, and I kind of prop her up so she's kind of sitting there, and I try to stabilize her.
Make a medicine check.
No, that's my spells. That's 17.
Okay. You are able to stabilize your sister?
Does that count as a action, bonus action, or
Action.
Action. Okay.
What does this look like, Salix?
I guess I would still be unconscious, wouldn't I? Just not making death saves?
Like, so mechanically you are unconscious and not making death saves, but narratively you are kind of awake. You're just kind of useless.
Yeah. Salix's eyes kind of flutter a little bit. Just... Ow. Let's go, please. Please. And she just shaking, not even really able to get up at all. Just begging for Kendall to take her away.
Okay. And that brings us to your turn.
Okay.
So, narratively, is there anything you'd like to do? Aside from what you just said.
No, that's it.
Alright.
That's it.
Devereaux. What would you like to do?
Still trying to stabilize Gary.
Okay.
I really don't know what I'm doing, but I see the foam at the mouth or whatever's going on with this nasty poison, and I don't know, try and just force air out somehow to get them to... I rolled worse. It was a 2 minus 1, so 1. I have a question.
I have an answer.
Would I be able to action surge and try that again this turn.
Yes.
I will do that. Just furiously pounding.
I'll give you advantage for using your action surge.
Thank you.
What is it? What's the total?
My best one's a 7.
Ren, you have the worst rolls. I think you need to get rid of all of your dice.
I will be sending you a care package with dice and a new tray in it.
Yeah, let's get rid of those.
Wow! Do you do anything else as you see Kendall and Salix over in the side? Maybe 10 feet from you?
Help! Please. And
Okay, so we have 15 bits in the chat. Which means it gives every player an instant crit.
I will use it.
Okay. With that critical,
I'll burn it.
Kiri. Everybody officially has an instant crit now. Kiri, you come back with 1 hit point. What this looks like. Devereaux. You see your friend, this person that you've been traveling with for quite a while, and you watch them begin to slip away from you, their eyes glazing over, and panic sets in, deep in your chest, tightening your lungs, almost as if your chest is going to cave in on itself. And you have this certain ability sometimes in combat to slow things down and give yourself a little extra time, pulling from your fighting knowledge to try it again. And something within your chest warms and loosens. And as you place your hands on Kiri's chest again, you feel that warmth seep through your hands and into Kiri's chest. Kiri, with the last vision of your queen fading from your eyes, you see very clearly in front of you Devereaux.
Hi.
I sort of just like gasp back into maybe not consciousness but usefulness. Let's go.
Sword.
Okay. I'll say for the sake of brevity, you are all able to get out into the woods, away from the skeletons, away from the zombies, away from Azrakai, the Dark Master. You find yourself in the woods just outside. Salix, go ahead and make a death save for me. Oh wait, no, you're conscious. Never mind.
Yeah.
Say you are able to you're.
Kendall stabilized me.
Sorry,
I assumed
I'm
that
stressed
Kendall
out.
just carried me the entire way because.
Yes.
And as we were running, or they were running, Salix was just mumbling about bears and nonsense.
The whole time Kendall's just whispering, "It's gonna be okay, Puddles. It's gonna be okay."
Where's my crown, Fizzy?
I don't know, but I'll find it for you. I promise.
I can make another one. Some of those herbs were really hard to find.
I know. We'll get them.
Where are we? Who are these people?
This is Dev.
Hi.
And I don't know the other one.
This is Kiri. This is who I was looking for.
Oh. Hi, Kiri.
I wave weakly, but for the moment allow Dev to do most of the talking and just kind of recharge for a bit.
Salix, you would recognize Kiri as an Eladrin. And you would know what that means.
Your name's Kiri. Thank you, Kiri. I don't think I could have stood as long as I did if it weren't for you.
I'm just glad you made it out.
Well, it's nice to meet you. I'm Salix.
It's good to meet you, Salix.
I give them kind of squeeze on the shoulder and immediately start looking around for any herbs that could help ease pain, even if they're not actually helpful or, anything. I'm feeling very naked without my flower crown.
When Salix squeezes Kiri's shoulder, I would like to expend my last spell slot and cast Cure Wounds on Salix.
Roll your d8.
That's gonna be 9 points of healing.
Salix and Deborah both have a reroll from Very Pale Ale.
Thank you.
So Dev has a reroll, Salix has a reroll and an instant crit, Kendall has a reroll and an instant crit, and Kiri has a reroll and an instant crit.
I'm gonna need all of them.
Yep.
What else would you like to do?
Imagine I'm just kind of acting as a makeshift leaning post for Kiri.
Kiri, how tall are you? You're like a 5'11", right? No?
Oh no, I do not subscribe to the notion that elves are as tall or taller than humans. Let me see.
I always thought they were shorter than humans.
I'm 4'11".
Oh, so you are short. Okay.
Still got a good foot on me, so.
I lean over to Salix and I ask her to take it easy, and I say, I'm gonna go get us something to eat. And Kendall I pull out my bow and get my arrows ready, and I start walking out a little bit to go hunt for rabbit or anything nearby.
Okay.
Kendall, please be careful. Remember last time we split up, I ended up almost dying.
I won't go far. And this time you got in trouble.
Well, thought I'd mix it up a little.
So you got a long way to catch up, but just relax, okay? I won't stay far, I promise.
Better not.
Is she well enough? She can always come with, right? Like,
Not yet. Not yet.
Okay, not yet.
Don't worry, I'll keep an eye on the camp and set up a little fire. Maybe that'll cheer up some spirits and ward away some of the bad energy.
As I'm walking away, though, I do walk close to Dev, and I whisper to them in Halfling, "Thank you," and then I keep walking on.
Give a curt nod.
I will, from where I am, kind of try to take it easy. I did almost just die, but I am going to look around and see if there are any helpful herbs nearby. Anything at all, really. Food or medicine or even just stuff that's good for, like, wrapping wounds.
Okay. Make an investigation check with a disadvantage because you're technically still unconscious.
Wait, I used Cure Wounds on Salix.
Oh, no, you did. Thank you,
Yeah.
Alex.
Yeah.
Like, wait.
Thank you, Alex.
Okay, well, I'm going to re-roll that because that was... I didn't even know which one would have been which. That's pretty good. That's 18... Plus 1, 19.
Okay. Yes, you are able to find some things that you were missing.
Okay. Wasn't really necessarily thinking I was going to find a bunch of like, oh, look, here's a healing potion. But at least some components, something to kind of.
Definitely.
I start weaving it into a crown.
Okay.
Whatever I find.
In between gathering wood and stuff, I kind of get close. What you working on?
Well, I always like to have, handy herbs and other plants. This one's really good for calming your stomach if it's, if you had too much to drink or maybe you're just feeling a little nauseous. This one's really good. It makes a great, delicious tea.
Oh, really?
Yes. And I'm as I'm weaving them together, I'm pointing out the different herbs that I'm adding to it. This one's really good for helping you calm your stomach down so you don't feel quite as hungry. Kendall and I use it for long hunting trips. When we're not doing very well. And this one's just pretty. I like the purple color.
I do too. Is Kendall good at catching things?
Oh yes, he's much better than I am. I always try to make friends with the animals. He actually, does what needs to be done.
Gotcha.
Yeah, he's much better at it than I am. I usually just make camp and cook whatever he brings back.
Works for me.
Where are you from?
Well, I'm from far ways away from here, maybe. DM, is it a far away from here? Yes. A little town near the Fay Breach
Oh,
called Featherton. But I haven't been back home in a while. I've been traveling for a bit. Kiri and I have been together for a good couple of weeks, at least. I lose track of the time. Right, Kiri?
time is relevant anyways. It's fine.
Kira just kind of looks at her. Right.
I usually do most of the talking for the two of us.
I wish I would do most of the talking, but sometimes it's really hard to make Kendall shut up.
Well, he helped me find you, so...
He's a great brother.
Oh, goodness
Best big
gracious.
brother I could ask
Hold
for.
on.
Uh-oh.
Salix, as this thought kind of comes to you, you hear a voice in the back of your head. It's a familiar voice.
Hi, Salix. It's Leona. I found another flower. It's purple, but also blue and has yellow spots. Do you know what it might be? Bye.
Before I answer in my head, I say out loud, man, she's really into flowers. This makes me so proud. I should press some flowers for her. And I'll wait until I see her again. Oh, okay. And then in my head, I think really hard and I say, oh, hi, Leona. I'm so glad to hear you've gotten into botany. That one is purple firefly, I think. It's really hard. Your descriptions are great, but it's really hard to say. And it probably cut off somewhere around there.
Yep.
Are you
that
saying
was
this out
beautiful.
loud?
In her head.
In my head, but out loud, I did say, "Oh, she's gotten like, wow, she's really asking a lot about flowers."
Man, you must have taken a big hit on the head. Are you feeling all right?
Oh yes. I just get messages from someone I met not too long ago. She she messages me a lot to ask about different flowers and plants, which
I'm
I
looking at
really don't
Kiri.
mind. I always like spreading knowledge, but sometimes it's kind of hard because sometimes flowers and plants look very similar, and there's only small differences that make them identifiable.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I keep looking back and forth at Kiri while she's talking about hearing voices. Given uncomfortable. This is weird. All right.
I don't know how long it would have taken Kendall to find a couple of rabbits, but
Probably not long. I was going to ask you, is there anything else that you wanted to do aside from finding rabbits?
yeah, I wanted to keep an eye out for any. I wouldn't know if they're helpful, but I would look for any herbs that look familiar
Please make
That
a.
I've-
Please roll a d20 for me.
that I would have seen before. 19.
Okay, you do find 2 herbs that you've seen before.
Okay. I walked back into camp and I said, well, I hope you guys are hungry. And I have 2 rabbits with me and I say, and I hope these are helpful. And I give these some herbs over to Salix.
Salix, I'm going to let you decide what these are.
I need to have okay. I, as a player, need to get a plant book so I can just start flipping to random pages and naming plants. Shoot. Let me think about it.
Okay. All right.
So Kendall immediately starts skinning the rabbits, and I assume there's a fire already.
Mm-hmm. Devereaux did make a fire.
And Dev, and I motion over to Dev. Hey, you want to help me with this?
Not especially. Does anyone want tea? And I put water in a pot and I put the pot on the fire.
All right. Well, then
While
Go ahead, Alex.
I was just going to say that while Kendall is tending to the rabbits, in Sylvan, do any of you understand Sylvan? Okay. I will say some things in Sylvan, and I will message Neil what they are.
Okay.
I'm sorry, Kendall, but that just looks like a lot of work. I just don't want to do that.
That's okay. I don't mind.
So Kendall is preparing the rabbits. Salix is getting ready to cook the rabbits. Devereaux is making some tea. Kiri, what are you doing?
Well, immediately post what I just sent, I think Kiri will go over and attempt to help out with the rabbits.
Do you say anything?
No.
Perfect. Is there anything else that you would like to accomplish?
Can I do a divine sense real fast, just to make sure we're not pursued by any undead or any nonsense?
Sure.
So, if there are any celestials, fiends, or undead within 60 feet and not behind total cover. There's a quick
No one
quick
dead.
scan. Alright, what about celestials or fiends?
No fiends.
What about celestials?
You catch a glimpse of something in your heart. It's something that you can feel, but you can't see it.
Hmm?
It's maybe just on the edge of your peripheral. Like a wisp. Not a figure. If it was a figure, like if it was like an actual creature, you would know. But it's just like kind of like a gentle breeze.
Hmm.
And it floats away.
Well, I'll take comfort in that it's not a skeleton. And continue helping out with the rabbits.
Okay.
So normally Kendall's very talkative, but he feels a little guilty about something, and he kind of, without making eye contact with Kiri, he says to them, "Hey, I'm sorry about dropping you back there."
Oh, that's your siblings, right?
Yeah, that's my sister.
I can't blame you for that.
Okay, good. Because I felt a little bad, but I was gonna get over it.
No, as you should. As you should.
You know what? To make up for it, what's your favorite piece? Here you go. You choose.
I have no idea what the piece of rabbit is, so Kiri will pick out some piece of rabbit, and I will assume it's good.
Oh, a haunch. You're a haunch. Okay. Here you go.
All right.
So, Kendall sits down. He grabs a. So he would have cut up the rabbits, kind of like skewers with his arrows, and stuck them next to the fire so they kind of roast. So he grabs 2 of them, and he goes and he sits over next to his sister, and he crosses his legs and he hands one to her, and he sits down and with a mouthful goes, "So where are you guys from?" And he's just eating with his mouth just full.
Oh, wait. And I take one of the herbs that you gave me, which is knotweed, and I kind of rip it up a little bit and I sprinkle it over top of your rabbit, and it gives a little bit of a lemony flavor.
Mmm.
Anybody else want some? It tastes kind of lemony. Perks up any meal.
It does, guys. Still with his mouth full.
Okay, sure.
Here you go. And I tear up a little bit more.
Thank you.
Def?
That'll be fine. Yeah.
Say
That'd be great.
Oh, well, I didn't quite get all of that, but thank you, and I hope you're doing well.
Wow, she's so friendly. I say that out loud.
Was
Oh,
that
boy.
Leona again?
Yeah, she messaged me just a few minutes ago, a little bit ago, asking about another flower. I'm so proud of her. She's getting into botany, I think.
Oh, she's always asking you about plants.
I know. I'm gonna start collecting some herbs for her. This one was more just a check-in.
Well, tell her I said hi.
Oh, I will. Okay.
No,
and then
also make sure she knows that Kesra knows that I said hi too.
Of course. And in my head, I will say, "Oh, I'm so glad. Thank you for checking. Kendall says hi to both you and Kesra, and we hope you're doing well too. I'm not so great, but..." And that's probably when it cuts off. Salix doesn't quite understand how much works. She will continue talking a little bit more. But yeah, that's about it. When I turn back to my rabbit and the conversation at hand.
So what are you two doing out here?
Well,
Eating some very good rabbit. How about you?
It's not quite what I meant.
Oh, well, what did you mean?
What are you doing out here in the spooky forest?
At 3 a.m.
wasn't spooky when we got here.
It really
Yeah,
is.
it was pretty spooky.
I mean, over by the cemetery, it's spooky, but here it's pretty nice.
Yeah, this is actually this is the same forest that we lived in. So we're not really, I mean, we're kind of far from home, but not that far. So we're,
And it's not that bad when you can see in the dark.
But we're kind of just going, and then Kendall looks around and goes, "That way."
Look off in that direction. That way looks good. Kiri, we were heading that way too, weren't we?
Give or take. Kiri knows that's the exact opposite direction of where they're heading.
But it's definitely away from where they just came from, the cemetery.
Yeah.
It's that way.
Just so pleased that we managed to run into 2 elves out in the forest. So
Oh.
much better than just one.
Well, where
It's
we
a good
come from,
idea
There's
yeah.
always elves in the forest.
Always.
Yeah.
This
Yeah,
is the
well-
first time I've run into an elf in the forest.
Well, if you go about 2 days' journey that way, then you'll run into roughly that way. You'll probably run into our grove.
Well, that's if they can make it up a mountain.
Well, I mean, not everybody can, but hey, there are elves in this forest. I can guarantee it. Some of them are even friendly. But
And you know,
all of them would advise not traveling alone, though.
Deb, if you can't find an elf in the forest, you're probably just not looking hard enough.
That's very true. You didn't see me at first.
I didn't.
I found you easy enough the first time we met each other.
You did. I was me, though.
Okay.
So, are you guys siblings too?
Fuzzy, they don't look anything alike.
That doesn't mean anything.
No.
Okay, well, I guess you were right, siblings.
Just friends. I have a sister back
Okay,
home.
well, just friends.
Go ahead, Dev.
My sister lives back home. I'm out traveling. She stays and takes care of the family business.
What kind of business?
Boring stuff. Farming. Teas. Halfling type things.
I
didn't
don't know. Farming and tea sounds pretty great to me.
That's what I was.
And again, I guess I probably relate to your sister a little bit more than Kendall does.
Yeah, I got tired of that pretty quickly.
I don't
Not that
know.
there's anything wrong with that.
She's got an eye for business. I just like to move around.
Hey, that's what we're doing. Kind of. Hopefully. Well, you're welcome to come with us. What do you think, Salix?
Well, yeah, we don't really have a destination, do we? I mean,
No.
we're just kind of going. Where did you never even told me where you wanted to go, Fuzzy.
I don't know that. We'll figure it out.
Didn't
We
even
can
like
go.
take out a map of the world and say there?
Well,
Oh,
I
a
just
map?
kind of did that. We're just gonna go that way. Not that way. That way.
While they're
We
going back
definitely
and
don't
forth,
want to go that way.
No, we
I
definitely
start
don't wanna go
flipping
that
through
way.
some parchment, and I pull out like pages where I've been drawing maps of where I've been.
Whoa. And he kind of Kendall throws, or I throw my little skewer away, and I shuffle straight over to Dev, and I look at their map. Wow.
It's loosely accurate, but
What are these over here? And I point to places that have no markings or anything. What's over
those
here?
are places I haven't been yet.
Oh, even you haven't been there?
There's plenty of places I haven't been yet.
I look Salix dead in the eyes and I say, and I put my finger on one of those spots and I go, here.
That's perfect. That's kind of where I wanted to go next. Which is roughly in that direction.
That direction?
The same direction.
Awesome. Well, let's do it.
Of course you want to go to a place that has no name. I wouldn't expect anything less than that.
I'm sure it has a name.
To be fair, it probably has a name.
Just haven't met anyone who's named it yet.
Dibs.
Fine, but I get to write it on the map.
Okay. Just practice Kendall's place.
Kiri, is there anywhere you wanted to go?
Oh, I'm good with just. I'm good with exploring. I'll put it that way. I've been here for, well, a while, but everything still seems kind of new, so I'm good to go anywhere.
I like that attitude. I think you and I are going to be friends.
I hope so.
Need to get some things for you. It's not a great idea, but maybe we could go back and look for them. Or do you just want new stuff?
Are you talking about back at our campsite or back at where we just left and I almost died?
Well, I mean, we don't have to fight. You've seen me. I can be real sneaky. And Dev here is very sneaky.
I'm also very small.
You can barely hear him when he's running around.
There.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I guess so. Can we rest a little here, though? It seems kind of safe here. And I mean, you were out hunting, so that means that, you know, if there was anything in the area, you probably would have found it.
Mm-hmm.
Animal-wise, at least. Or trouble. You know, you're a trouble magnet, so it probably would have found you if there was something here.
That's what I'm good for.
I'm confused. Does Candle attract trouble? Because usually when people say someone attracts trouble, they just make trouble. So...
No, things just kind of happen around him. It's not necessarily anything that he does. It just... I mean, some things, yes, totally does it.
What?
I'm telling you. You can't just go up to random bears and start hugging them, Fuzzy.
Well, I got my hug.
You did, with some claws in your back. You almost got bit your head off, too.
No, it hurt. But I was young.
Well?
You always bring this up.
That's the... You know what?
Can we meet a couple of people first before you telling them about the bear?
It's a prime example.
They didn't need to know.
Well, you know what? Maybe they didn't know that you shouldn't just go up to random bears and start hugging them and say, "Hey, Mom."
Hey, Mom. All right. No,
Our
family quibble.
mom-
I don't need to know.
Hold on. Okay, our mom's a druid. She turns into a bear sometimes. She likes to give Kendall bear hugs. And he thought that bear was not the bear that it was. And he's lucky I can speak to animals.
Well, I'm pretty good at looking at bears now. I can tell all sorts of different kinds of
That's
bears.
amazing. You're telling me your mom can turn into a bear?
I'm
Yeah.
familiar with things, but the bear was always my favorite.
Sure.
I get excited when I see bears.
My mom's an accountant. Yours sounds much more cool than mine.
Well, she sometimes turns into ice thing too, so I guess technically that is cool. But
Boo.
she yeah, she it's okay. Kendall's gotten better at identifying different kinds of animals since then. It's good, but you know, that was just a really good example of me trying to tell you that you're wrong and you're not listening and just thinking you're always right. But
Oh, thanks,
and
Pebbles.
that was
I always appreciate it.
But you know, that was just it was an example. You sometimes make trouble, but a lot of the time it comes
examples. Gee.
It's my favorite.
Kendall gets up and grabs another skewer and sits down next to her cross-legged, pouting, eating another skewer.
Would you care for a cup of tea? I hold out a little mug. It should pair pretty well with the rabbit.
Okay.
I meant your sister.
Oh,
Oh, thank you. And I take the cup of tea and I start drinking it.
But don't worry, there's enough for everyone. I hold it.
And then I was
get
gonna
one
say,
for another cup. Kiri, would you like some tea? You've had a harrowing experience.
I subtly just give my teacup to Kendall.
Oh, Deb, I always drink your tea.
And then I pour another one. It seems that your brother took your cup.
what? Oh, and then I hand back the cup to Salix.
And then I give you a cup as well.
Yes. Oh, this is good. Chop.
There's always
sip,
plenty
chop,
more.
sip.
It's from home.
Oh.
It's just
What's your home like?
Simple mint blend. My home?
Yeah.
Small houses, verdant fields, a lot of livestock.
Oh, okay. Sounds kind of nice.
It smells.
Oh.
But not like that
smell like?
graveyard. Have you spent a lot of time around cows and pigs?
No, I haven't. But I heard that pigs make bacon.
That's true.
Well, they don't make the bacon.
Well, I mean, they turn into bacon.
Yes.
Yeah, bacon's great.
It is.
I lean into Dev and I say,
We have a little bit of a bacon aficionado here.
I heard
Is
there's
that
all
so?
types of different kinds of bacon.
Well, a little bit of a good thing is good, but too much of it is bad for you.
Oh. Yeah, I learned that out the hard way. But I always learn, so no, I'll still eat a lot of bacon. Just to be honest with you guys.
Hey, your life, man.
Well, let's find bacon, and hopefully there's some, and then I point again to the empty spot. Some there.
Probably. I will say one thing about that I do like about you, Kendall, is that you never make the same mistake twice.
You see? You should learn. You should lead with that part, and then we can talk about bears.
Oh, but the bears are so much fun to tell.
Yeah, I can tell.
No, I can tell.
All right, Petals.
Now, when you say bears plural, did this happen more than once?
No.
that was a very fast no.
It didn't.
It didn't.
It didn't.
No.
Don't even start. It didn't.
He's a very quick learner.
And there's so much to learn.
As the morning wanes and the sun begins to rise, is there anything else that you would like to do before we wrap tonight up?
I'm gonna eat all the rabbit that nobody touched.
Okay. And that is where we are going to close this very first session of Sunday Friends. We're going to go around really quickly and do our outro. We're going to do the opposite order we did to start with. So go ahead and say your name, where we can find you, any big projects you have coming up, and your favorite part of the session. Ren?
Oh, I get to be first. Hi. When my mic is working, I am Ren, and I played Dev this afternoon, whatever time it is. You can find me on Twitter at Thorny Dryad. That's like a prickly bush. And I will be in an upcoming podcast called Roads Uncharted, which will premiere at the first quarter of next year, so keep your eyes peeled for that. And my favorite part of this session was probably the miraculous intervention where I got to save my friend's life.
Kiri, aka Alex.
Yeah, I like that part too. I'm Alex. Hi. You can find me on Twitter at AxolotlCure. I don't have too terribly much else going on at the moment, but you can follow my Twitter and see D&D stuff and other ridiculousness. My favorite part of the show was very easily Leona popping in out of nowhere. I wasn't expecting it. It was the best. So good.
Thanks, Alex. Juan Carlos.
Hi, I'm Juan Carlos, and you can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Sombrero. As you can tell, Kendall's love for bears isn't a fiction. I run a podcast, Paradise Podcast. You can find us anywhere. But we are in a holiday hiatus, so we will be starting up again in the new year. Oh, and my favorite part of this whole this first session was Dev opening up their map and Kendall seeing a bunch of spots that were not written out yet.
Very good. And last but certainly not least, Eris.
Hello, I'm Eris Savad. I make dice trays and all sorts of accessories for gamers. You can find all that on my website, erissavad.com. I don't want to talk about that right now. Right now, I
will say there is. You did give us a coupon code for Open for Adventure.
Did.
Okay, for A Bays. I'm gonna put the coupon code.
Yes. You
you
can save 10% off on my website on anything that is currently for sale on my website by using the coupon code that was just put in the check. O for A Bay, and yeah. Anyways, I played Salix today, and my absolute favorite part was the Kendall and Dev investigated team. That was absolutely beautiful. I loved the whole thing there. Master planners, the two of you. We never have to plan anything else ever again. It's just the two of you. It's fine.
Definitely.
I also really liked the sendings from Leona. Mindy set a high bar tonight.
Mm-hmm. All right. And I'm your host, Dungeon Master. I played everybody else. My name is Camille. You can find me on Twitter at CamilleDoesDND. You can also find me on the channel on Twitter at Open4, the number 4 Adventure. We are sponsored by Campaign Coins. We will be doing a giveaway. I forgot to do a giveaway! Mother bitch, it's fine. It's fine, we'll do it next time. I just got distracted by the everything. And you can find this brand new show here on Open for Adventures every Sunday at 3 o'clock p.m. Central Standard Time with these lovely, amazing people and hopefully some guests in the near future. We are going to go ahead and sign off. Please don't forget to always love one another and join our Discord if you like what we got going on. Oh, if you can spell Discord. All right. Everybody want to give our first session a warm and hearty goodbye? You ready? 3, 2, 1. Bye!
Bye.
Bye.